Okay, so looking at my other videos where I put my little inset in, I see I do kind of swerve a little bit on my chair. I do apologize if that's distracting for some of you, but I thought at least having the video up would be a little more personal in our virtual meetings for these lessons. So I'm going to continue to keep it up. Hopefully that's not too distracting. I'll try to keep myself as calm as possible. And as still as possible. But okay, we're going to get started on lesson 3 here and looking at screen-oriented text editor, VI or Vim. We're going to open the terminal again, and as has been the case, right, we're in our home directory. You see that tilde, see the files there. You see DS120 right here. So we're going to CD into DS120. Okay. Do another ls to see what files are in there. We see lessons 1, 2, 3, 4 as we have been seeing for the past couple weeks, right? So now we're going to change directory CD into lesson 3. I still need to look down to see the numbers on my keyboard too. Alright, we're going to ls and see what's in there. So in there we see a file vi-lesson.txt, and that's really where all of our work is going to take place for this lesson on VI. We're just doing a couple commands to try to understand how to open the file, how to write stuff in it, and how to save it. You can do some really sophisticated text manipulation in here that we're not going to get into. But if you can open a file and save it and do some really minor text manipulation, that'll go a long way. So the way you open a file is just by the command vi, and then the name of the file that you want to open, vi-lesson.txt, and hit return, and it brings up that file. I think my screen might be, my face may be obstructing the view of the file. So I'll pull that down a little bit. And the files here this file just gives a listing of 5 different commands and their definition, right? And actually the fourth one isn't really a command, but just a good shortcut to remember for Unix. Cat, grep, cd, that tilde for the home command, and mv for move. And then all we have here are there's a couple different spelling mistakes, right? So we're just going to edit the obvious spelling typos in commands 1 through 5, and I'll show you a couple different ways to do that. So first, the way you get around the file, you can probably use your arrow keys to go up and down with your cursor, but you can also use J to go down, K to go up, L to go to the right, and H to go to the left. If you want to use the arrows because you're more comfortable with that, that's fine. As you get more comfortable with VI, it is quicker because you just don't have to move down to the arrow keys if you can use the letters to move around. But so we're going to move over to, say the first mistake here is this capital A. That should be a lowercase a. And so one way you could do that is actually just delete the A with the X key. You are in what's called command mode, right? So the J is a command, right, to move the cursor. The K is a command to move the cursor. The X is the command to delete whatever is on the cursor, which was the capital A in that case. We type the letter I. We're now in insert mode, so now when we type letters, they will be inserted here. So we corrected the capital A to a lowercase a. Now we're going to go back into command mode, hit the escape key, and we are in command mode, and we can now move around the file again, right, by hitting J and K and L and H, and it doesn't type those letters in, it moves around the file. So we're going to look for the second spelling mistake. Here it is. Capital C in search is their spelling mistake. And another way you could do this is you could hit the R key for replace. So I'm just going to hit RC, right? And so that actually never even goes into insert mode. It just can replace one single character at a time. So you could type the capital R, and then C, and it replaces the capital C with the lowercase c. And you never go into insert mode, you stay in command mode the whole time. In here, right, working directory. If you want, you could just simply, right, type the X and type I to go in insert mode, O to fix the mistake, escape to go back into command mode, and back in here, right? So we have this. Again, you can do the ways that we've been talking about all along. I just want to show you another quick way to go about this. Is you can sort of chain commands together. So I could type CW to change a word, and you'll see that $ at the end of remember. It allows me to go to type all the way up there, right? And so I was able to change that whole word in one spot. That does automatically put you in insert mode though, so you're going to want to hit escape when you're done. So that was CW that allows you to change that word, and then here what we'll do is DW, it'll delete the word that I'm on, so it's going to delete M all the way up to this capital E by hitting D then W, right? So it's gone, and now we'll just hit I for insert mode, MOVE, add that space back on, right? And so we corrected all the errors, and now we want to save the file. We are still in insert mode now, so hit escape. And so there's a couple different ways you can save the file. You can hit, they all start with the from the command mode, hitting the colon, and then you could type W, that will save it. You could type WQ, that will save it, then quit. All right, so now we're back at the command line, or let's open it up again. You could hit in the command mode, hit :X, and that will save it as well. It's :X is a shortcut for WQ, for :WQ. And so then the last thing you need to do here on your own is add 5 more Unix commands down here, right? So go to the end of the file, hit insert, oops, I was already in insert mode, so hit return 6 and maybe do ls and define that 7, do present working directory and define that, right, all the way through 10. Just as a review of what we had done last week, right, so that's what you need to do is just in question 4 in the file add 5 more Unix commands and a brief definition of what they do. Okay, so that's it for the assignment. I do just want to do a quick review of what we had done last week with the output redirection and looking at these different commands. Right, if we wanted, we could, there is a command called man for manual, so it gives you the manual for a command, so we could say what's the manual for ls, right, and see it automatically kind of pipes that through ls so that you can scroll through the command one at a time to see what's in there until it's done. And you can see press H or Q to quit, so at any point I just hit Q and it brings me back to my screen. And if we wanted to just output these commands into our VI lesson text file, right, we could say the manual man command ls, and we're going to append that to VI lesson.text. And we're going to append manual, get the man for present working directory for VI lesson.text. And we're just going to keep appending. We'll do one more. Chmod, that's another one we've done. And so now you could look at that file either from the cat command, or you can open it up with VI if you wanted, right? So now, look, here's the files we had in there, or the commands we had in there initially, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here's the ones that we just appended in here by redirecting our output. And so all of this output has been appended to that file, right, just by simply redirecting it there. And we're going to quit the file, back to our command line. So that's it for lesson 3. Thanks.